Okay, this is Algebra Inequalities. This is section 3.8, question number 3. This one here is each numbered line represents the solution set of an inequality. Graph the intersection of the solution sets and write the intersection in interval notation. Okay, so first part of this question asks to graph the intersection. Since there is not an intersection, there's nothing to graph, so this would be null and void. And as for the solution set, obviously, there is no intersection, so in this case for question 3, this has no solution because as you can see, there is no overlap or intersection for those two inequalities. Moving on to question number 4. They want to solve the compound inequality to graph the solution set and write the answer in interval notation. So the first part is n is less than or equal to 3. So let's go ahead and make a 3. And because it's or equal to, that's going to be a filled 3. And because n is less than or equal to, a nice little hint to use is because that points this way, that we're going to have the ray also pointing in the same direction. And then for the second part of the question, we're going to have n is greater than or equal to -1. That's this part. And again, nice little hint is to say that the arrow is going to point in that direction. And because we're looking at -1, oh, I should have wrote +3 here. And because the other part is -1, we can, like that's +2, 1, 0, -1. So then -1 would essentially be here because it's or equal to, this is filled in. And like I was trying to say before, because this is pointing that way, the arrow point will also point that way. And of course, this is -1. So those are our two graphs. And then to write that in interval notation, essentially we know that our lower bound is -1 and the upper bound is +3. And because they are including these points, we're going to use the square brackets to represent that in interval notation.